Kitchens and baths, your home never looks so beautiful.
HawkFanatic.com, brought to you by Patrick Eads and his staff and service department at Deary Brothers Ford on Mormon Trek. Steve Anderson, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Mike's E-Keys for Cars. GT Carr and his crew at Supple's Building and Remodeling. Supple's Flowers, home of 1-800-800-ROSE. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Harty and Stocker Jewelers with their big annual sale going on today. Get in there. It's a gorgeous store. Lots of wonderful jewelry. The Dickens family will take care of you. 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. Premier Automotive in North Liberty. The Oxyoke Inn in the Amanas. Streets Maintenance. And I and Jim Hunter will be appearing at Dr. Lance Forbes' Diamond Dental today in Cedar Rapids this afternoon.
You can be doing a remote?
Might as well. I'm getting a cap.
Well, you guys going in there together?
No.
Just by coincidence, it happens to be the same day?
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm going in at 1:30. He's going in at 2, but I'm going up with my wife.
Why on the same day?
It just happened
by
way.
chance?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't want to make sure it was nothing
well,
weird.
It's President's Day, and we're celebrating the birth of Coolidge and John Shaft.
I actually need to make an appointment. I got a reminder from Diamond Dental saying I'm due for a checkup.
Your boy.
My boy. Who's my boy?
Justin from Burlington. It's a birth.
He's my boy?
He's your boy now.
Okay.
He was unable to name the presidents that we are.
You got John Shaft right.
Yeah.
Presidents of what?
The country.
United States of America.
I mean, you wanted him to name all 40.
No, I just wanted, it's President's Day.
Washington and Lincoln would have been enough.
Oh, he couldn't name any?
No.
Why didn't he name Biden or Trump?
Named John Shaft.
That's from
yes, I know.
Richard Roundtree?
You're
talking about the character?
Yes, I said Coolidge and Taft. And
how about Isaac Hayes' theme from Shaft? You like that?
God, that's a great
song.
I hate.
Oh,
why do you hate that?
How do you hate that?
Because I do.
God, it's a great song. Gandalf Finch. What about his character Gandalf Finch in the Rockford Files? Called him Rockfish all the time.
Yeah.
Rockfish. And he was a big tough guy. You did not like, man, I did
not like
the
Shaft.
theme from Shaft. The show itself I never watched, but the theme from Shaft, loved it. Loved it.
It's awful.
Greatest song.
Ever.
Suter.
Wow.
Didn't watch the Shaft movies with Samuel Jackson either.
I watched the Shaft movies with Roundtree.
Yeah, I never. Those are a little before my
I
time.
watched them on TV. I mean, I didn't watch them in the theater.
But that theme from Shaft, wasn't that one of Isaac's biggest hits?
Hayes, yes.
Yeah.
But
He was good with that character though in the Rockford Files. That was some good stuff. But yeah, I mean, so no banks or anything are open today, right?
No.
Post office is
Nothing's
closed.
open today. Okay,
nothing.
That's what I thought.
I mean, most everything else is open.
Schools are open.
Some.
Oh, some are not?
Like, I think Regina's open, isn't it?
Well, it's private, so it doesn't have to do with the public school. But if wouldn't all the public schools either be open or closed?
Well, yes.
Burlington was open.
So I would think the ones here are open, aren't they?
No,
they're not.
Closed.
Really? That's weird that some public schools close on President's Day and others don't.
Some don't care about the country.
Well, I mean, I could see private schools are always. I mean, when I was at Dowling, we'd always have days off that public schools didn't have. It was great.
Yeah.
We had tons of days off, it seemed like. But that's weird. I never would have imagined that.
Yeah.
Learn something every day. So we're not in school here. We're honoring our presidents here.
Yes.
In Burlington, they're
kicking them, thumbing their nose at America.
Kicking them to the curb.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he doesn't know. They don't care about presidents in Burlington.
Evidently not.
Evidently not.
Yeah.
Put the phone down. You can do it.
Huh?
Put the phone down. Just put it down and just free yourself for a little bit.
Free your mind and the rest will follow.
It's like that thing is glued to your hand.
No, I'm posting that this is on YouTube. I'm posting the YouTube video for this on Facebook.
So you're multitasking.
Yeah.
Now you're going to be answering the phone.
Yeah, can do that too.
Hey, Karn.
I'm very talented.
Hello. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, when I taught in Cedar Rapids, we never had President's Day off.
Really?
But we celebrated Lincoln and Washington, and somebody should have told Justin, taught him that somewhere along the line.
Well, they didn't. Oh, they may have taught it to him.
But he didn't retain it.
He didn't retain it. That's exactly right.
Now, did you notice after Iowa men won the game over there against Wisconsin that they hurried up and it looked like they took an extension cord and ran it out along there to keep the rushing people. Nobody rushed, so the ball players went down and rushed the students.
Yeah,
and
I thought that was
20 students.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, I did not see that, but hey.
I
There
mean,
were 20 students jumping around.
I don't think beating the number 20 team on your home
That's
court
that's lost 5 of 6 games.
Yeah,
no, that's not
stormable.
They just lost a whole mess of games, so it wasn't that big of a thrill.
Yeah, they're in free fall right now.
They are.
Gee, how do you think the Badger fans are treating Greg
But
Gardner?
they're still up there in the top.
Well, they're third. They're 9-6.
Oh no, they're going to make the tournament.
Well, not if they.
Yeah,
What if they lose out? What if they go
The
9?
top guys.
Well, they've still got so many quad 1 wins.
They
have
do.
6.
But it'd be interesting to know if they lose out, go 9-11, and lose in the first round of the Big Ten tournament. Are they in?
Probably not. Well, how big?
I don't know. I
6
think
quad
they'd be
1
in.
wins if they lose the rest of their.
They probably would still be in.
They probably would still be in.
Whereas Iowa has 1 quad 1 win.
Exactly.
And is still below 500. Still a lot of work to do for Iowa.
Yep.
And tomorrow we have our first home baseball game.
Yep, and it's going to be 50 degrees.
Are you going, Karan?
Oh, yeah.
I'll be going.
I'll be over there, and but I'm going to take a little warmer clothes along because even though they say 54, if you sit in 54 for a while, it can get a little chilly.
Well, yeah, it's February. 54 is still 54 when it comes to playing baseball and being outside. Yeah, it'll be nice, but yeah, I would definitely dress a little warmer.
It'll be nice for February 20th.
When baseball went 2-1 over the weekend, lost to Lehigh yesterday, 8-4, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah, me too.
I was wondering about that.
Well, it's a lot of games.
Who was pitching?
Cade Obermiller pitched the first 4 innings scoreless, had 7 strikeouts. He was
the bullpen let us down?
It sounds like the bullpen, but for the most part, the pitching was great.
That's their problem. They've always had problems with the bullpen.
Well, that's not necessarily true. I mean, Jack Whitlock's been great for them, and the bullpen was really good in the first 2 games. So it's the baseball. That's what happens sometimes.
Yeah,
That's baseball, Karan.
that's baseball. I was trying to remember who was the baseball player that was out, the top baseball player that was out on gambling. I couldn't remember his name.
Keaton Anthony.
That's who it was. I was trying to think of who the heck it was. After a while, your mind just loses.
This is true.
The wrestling team won yesterday.
Beat the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yeah, they beat them. They beat the Bad Badgers.
And the men beat the Badgers. The women beat the Badgers women's twice.
But you know, they were talking about that was a sellout game. I could count probably 1,000 seats in there that were empty.
Yeah,
The men's game?
yeah, but it was a good crowd though.
Yeah, it was still a good
So
crowd.
It
does
was.
that mean that they're sold out, but people don't always pick up the tickets? Or
Well, it's
somebody
correct.
buys
Yes,
the home extra
exactly.
I mean, there's
tickets
been
and-
empty seats for the women's games this year.
Yeah,
so.
and it was mostly the students. So I mean, there were some
Well,
there.
and for the wrestling, they were supposed to be sold out, and I always saw lots of seats every time I went. The whole row in front of me was usually vacant.
Well, there was a bunch of
Yeah.
empty seats yesterday.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah, and the whole row in front of me, except for 2 people, that was vacant. And so I keep wondering, sellout must mean the tickets are gone.
That's what it means.
But-
Sell out. Yes, you got
but the
it.
people don't come.
Well, that's right. Some don't. We always do, but
Yeah, I do. Why would you buy a ticket and not ever use it?
I don't know. But there's people. The people to our right for men's basketball, the 2 seats are always vacant,
Yeah,
and they've been
2,
sold.
The 2 behind me, nobody ever sat in them. So, and they say they're sold out. So
Yeah. Yeah, who knows?
Well, you guys have a good day.
All right, you too, Karen.
Okay.
Happy
bye.
President's Day.
Thanks.
I'm going to wear red, white, and blue when I get home, and we're going to do a little parade around the neighborhood.
Really?
Just Dan and I, yeah.
Yeah. Holding up a picture of your favorite president, John Shaft. Jesus.
You can't get him out of your head, can you?
Who the hell is? I don't even know who John Shaft is.
He's Shaft from.
Yeah.
That's Shaft.
I said Taft, and he said
Shaft?
Shaft, and it went downhill from there.
William Howard Taft was a good-sized boy.
Yeah.
3 bills.
Big man.
Yep.
So when did this call happen earlier this morning?
It's like 15 minutes ago.
Damn, I missed it.
That's too bad. Maybe he'll call in again.
Didn't he do the menus with the
Yeah,
call?
He
already did it.
He's moved on to bigger and better things. What do you think he's doing right now?
Huh?
You think he's washing dishes right now?
Not right now.
I don't think he goes in this early.
Yeah.
Oh, they're probably not open yet.
No.
Yeah. So NASCAR's, they were rain out. We were supposed to have one race at 10.
Weren't we going to leave at 10 today?
We were. And now they've postponed that race till late tonight. And the Daytona 500 is still running at 3. And it should be okay.
That's right.
by
It's all,
then.
I know it's always this time of year because I was up covering Iowa versus Michigan State at the Breslin Center when Dale Earnhardt was killed. I remember the post game. It was like, we had Iowa and Michigan State, big game, but then Dale Earnhardt, and I was not a race car driver,
No.
but still I was fixated on the TV because I still knew who Dale Earnhardt was, even though I wasn't a race fan at all. And when I saw the wreck, I'd seen so many wrecks like that before where people survived, but this one just...
Where people don't even get hurt.
Oh, yeah, but this one just didn't happen. I guess I didn't realize how fast he was going when he hit it. Plus, he didn't use one of those protection things either, and but I'll never forget, I was up at the Breslin Center when that story broke.
You know, it's amazing. The cars now, I mean, all the safety features can be directly, taken back to NASCAR. I mean, a lot of those safety features, they pioneered in those cars.
Well, a lot of it changed after Dale Earnhardt's death, too. I mean, that really pushed a lot of new steps and new safety precautions and what have you. And some fought it. They didn't want, because they say that harness or whatever, they say it limits you.
Restrictor plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's but I'll never forget that being up at the Breslin Center for that game. And I can't remember if Iowa won or lost. My guess is I'm guessing they probably lost. You know.
Historically that would be a fairly safe bet. Although we've won our share fairly recently, but we've won several.
And I was pretty confident going into that game. Now, when they fell behind 17-6 or whatever it was, but Wisconsin was making a lot of shots that you knew they weren't going to continue to make throughout the game. That's not a great Wisconsin team. God, you take A.J. Storr off that team.
Yep.
And
although Crowell's
he's good, but he's not great. Tyler Wall was in foul trouble, but it seems like Chucky Hepburn, he didn't score a lot. He's got games where he doesn't score a ton.
He disappears.
He does. He just kind of disappears, and
I don't know why, but he does.
What have you? And Fran sent Tony a message early. Tony was not good early. He was pouting a little bit and was out of place on defense. Fran benched him right away, and then that seemed to motivate him. But Tony wasn't good in the first half.
No,
he only had 2 points, but he did get it going in the second half. Freeman was great in both halves. They had 4 players in double figures. It was just another team winning at home in the Big Ten, which now, I mean, let's see. You've got Minnesota 7-7. Iowa's 7-8. Rutgers is now, what are they?
Did they win yesterday?
They got beat by Minnesota.
Oh, that's right.
There's so many teams, though, that have between 5 wins and 7 or 8 losses in the conference. Most of them.
And Ohio State. Who else?
Well, Ohio State, they're now 5-8 now. Maybe they beat Purdue yesterday. All of them, just except for Purdue, Illinois, and who on the bad side? Purdue, Illinois, and Michigan.
Yeah.
And then you've got the other 11 that are just all kind of lumped together. And unfortunately, Iowa's in the lower half of that 11.
Yeah.
Right now, they've got an uphill battle. I don't see them on any. Have you seen them on any NCAA?
No.
And they can't.
And no first 4 out.
Whereas there are some teams. I mean, Rutgers was starting to get back in the conversation. Iowa's lack of quad one wins is killing it
It is.
right now. It has one now. And
Now, the good news is
there's plenty of opportunities to
Plenty
come.
of
But the
opportunities.
downside to quad one wins is they could easily be quad one losses
and
if you don't
those-
play well.
And several of those are on the road at Northwestern, at Illinois. Those are not going to be easy.
At Michigan State
At Michigan
tomorrow.
State,
That's
yeah.
a quick turnaround. Michigan State's 9-6 now. They were 1-3 in the conference at one point. So
Yep.
what is it? Let's do the math. What does that mean? They're now 8. Are they? Does that mean they're 8-3?
Yes.
Over their last 11 games, they're playing as good as anybody in the conference right now. And you knew they would
Mm-hmm.
at some point. You knew they would. They're still not a great offensive team. They're still not a great shooting team. If Iowa can go up there and outscore them by 15, 20 from three-point range, I give them a chance.
Yep.
Would I pick them to win tomorrow? No. No, by God, by no
No.
means would I do that. I think there's been times where better Iowa teams have gone up there and lost to Michigan State teams that weren't as good. It's just Michigan State's never bad, but they're not always great. And recently, they've been more average than great. And to me, this team is closer to average than closer to great.
Yeah, and
So
we
we'll
beat
see.
them by 30 a couple years ago.
Yeah,
up there.
I mean that was a kind of a fluke.
Oh well, of course it was.
I mean, but it still had happened. And,
It
you know,
happened.
so we'll see. I give Iowa a chance, but I'm probably 70-30, 60-40, thinking Michigan State's going to win. That's kind of if we always like. To
I'm
go
more
with
of a
that.
hater, I guess. 80-20.
80-20. I could see you going 80-20, what have you. So, but the problem is they lose tomorrow, then they're back 2 games
I
below
know.
500 with 4 to play. I mean,
Yeah.
they have to string some wins together. But here I got the schedule in front of me. Well, you do too. Don't you
Well,
have it
yeah.
on-
I mean, it's just. Yeah, we have to get some.
I mean,
wins together,
okay, they
but-
play Michigan State. Then they're at home. Then they're at Illinois.
Yeah, so I mean, we could easily lose both of those, and
Probably will.
probably will.
And
If
then
we can get one of
oh,
those, we
that
got
would
a
be
shot.
Huge, but you got a shot. But you would still be 1 game below 500 with 3 to play.
But you'd have
But
a
then you got
second
Penn
quad
State.
one
You got,
win.
you got Penn State at home. I think they'll win that. Then they're at North. Man, you're right. This is brutal.
Yeah, it is.
And then they end at home against Illinois, who might be playing for the conference championship.
Yeah.
But I think they could beat Illinois at home.
You
Illinois is not it's a good team. It's not a great team. It's not a powerhouse team. But that's the Big Ten this year.
But that's the
I don't
country
think,
this year.
I don't think Purdue's a great team.
I don't either. I don't think there's any great teams in the country.
No,
do you?
because I mean, Houston's been ranked number 2. Iowa State beat them soundly at
Yeah.
home. Hell, Iowa State may be one of the.
They won the top 10.
Oh, they're definitely one of the top 10s, and I think they're definitely one of the best defensive teams in the country.
Without question.
But there is not any just juggernaut teams. Kentucky, last I saw, they were 16-7, whatever. They're okay. God, you hear Rick Pitino yesterday? He threw his team under the bus without mentioning players. He says it's the most disappointing and least amount of fun he's ever had coaching.
Yeah.
There's just
They ran that clip over and
just
over and over again.
if it's so bad, then retire. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't single out players, but he sort of was throwing them under the bus, wasn't he?
The whole
team.
You know,
Yeah,
honestly,
the whole team.
is he still at Iona? Or
No,
did he
he's
go
at
somewhere
St.
else?
John's.
Oh, St. John's?
Yeah.
Ugh.
No, he just and they ran that clip
And he sounded
over and
so
over
depressed.
and over. Yeah.
Just sounded so depressed.
Well, there was I think it was on Facebook, and somebody listed off a bunch of drugs he should take for depression. Seriously.
But it was some pretty heavy
It
stuff.
started off with Paterno spiraling.
Well-
he needs to see a
Patino,
doctor
not
for-
Paterno.
Yeah. God, yeah.
Paterno already spiraled.
Yeah.
That he
Patino,
did.
he needs to see
Isn't there a push to name the field after him at Penn State now?
Yes.
Are some people resisting it?
Some people, but
My guess is it'll happen.
how ridiculous.
I'm not a fan of that.
Well, I'm not a
ridiculous.
Penn State fan, so
I mean, I don't really care what they do at Penn State. To me, though, it's not a good look. It's not good optics.
I say the optics are miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't that just name something after Sandusky then? What a bunch of crap.
Hopefully not the locker
I was
room.
going to say the Sandusky shower.
The locker room.
Well,
No, the
honest
whole
to God,
thing is-
why would? Yeah, this guy was a disgrace.
But didn't one of you guys used to live on Sandusky?
Steve
I did. I didn't.
I don't think there's any correlation, Pat,
No.
but I don't know that there isn't.
No.
Are you pretty confident the street was not named after him? Man, he had some good defenses.
Yes, he did.
Who was it named after? I don't know who
no
it was
idea.
named after because there's all those
Maybe it wasn't.
streets are named after.
Maybe it was named after
somebody.
Sandusky, Ohio.
I don't know. All I know
Yeah, I
is
don't know.
that
I
the
have no
guy
idea.
living next to me was attempted murder charges twice, and then the week that we said we're getting the hell out of here, his car was shot up.
Well, I'm guessing he must have good lawyers.
Yeah, well, his car was shot up, and he goes on Channel 2, and he said, "I don't know who'd want to harm me." Well, you were.
Maybe the two people you tried to kill.
Yeah, maybe.
You think?
And it was shot up.
Is he still around?
Huh?
Is he still around?
I have no idea.
Think he listens?
I have no idea. Hello?
He plays the wheel once a week.
You know, Pat, the reason that team was unmemorable to you, okay, I'll try to use real English. But anyway, it was 94-70. Michigan State beat us that day.
Was it really? Okay, yeah. Okay, that
That's why
explains it.
that's why it's easily forgotten.
Okay,
Wow.
that probably does make sense. Thanks for looking that up. I appreciate it.
So just out of curiosity, this team has shown the ability to come back from double-digit deficits on a number of occasions this year,
Yep.
but they've been so bad at closing out games. What do you attribute that to? I mean, I kind of look at it, and I'm just not 100% sure why we're so inconsistent.
Well, because I just think that's who this team is. I mean, teams that are average do have stuff like that. Now, in fairness, they're coming off a game where they closed the deal.
Okay, and then let's look at the senior leadership, okay? Tony is inconsistent. He can be great. He was great at the end of the second
Cricky's
half.
inconsistent.
Cricky's inconsistent, and Patrick's inconsistent.
And I think that's just part of who they are.
yeah.
I mean, they don't have a superstar on this team. The team is not a juggernaut. And when you're average, you have certain flaws. One of theirs is protecting leads, usually on the road. But in fairness, they did get it done.
And Peyton Sanford is inconsistent.
He's inconsistent. And like I said, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but inconsistent is part of not being great, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And they're just
Well,
not
no,
great.
that's right.
Fran. I'm sorry, no offense to Fran, but isn't there anything that he can do to take this team out of this inconsistency, or is it just beyond his ability because of the way they play?
Well, I just think the team is who it is, just like the other 8 to 9 or 10 teams in the Big Ten that are similar.
Exactly.
They're all kind of lumped together because they're all the same. They have strengths to where at times they can look really good, but they also have flaws to where everything averages out over time and equals out. The team defines the team that it is becomes who it is during the course of the season.
It's
is
the
what I'm saying.
construction of this team. We have 4 freshmen, one of which is playing lights out, but the other 3 are playing like freshmen, and your senior leadership is not rock solid.
And your starting point guard to begin the season doesn't even play anymore.
Yeah.
Asante Bowen didn't get in Saturday. So to me, you could argue that Fran having this team at 7 and 8 is not a bad accomplishment.
No, I don't think
given
so.
all the circumstances. I just think this team is destined to be about a 500 team or maybe a little lower in conference because that's who it is, if that makes any sense.
Were you surprised at all, guys, when Coach took out Perkins in the first half?
No, Fran's done that before. I mean, he's done that. I think Tony
That
was
was
out of
early, though, Pat.
I think
It was
Tony
a good move.
Well, he was sending a message, and I think the fact he knew he could get away with it early, he probably wasn't going to do that with 5 minutes to go in the second half.
No.
Hey, I think Tony just didn't have good vibes going early, and he admitted it. He said afterwards that he just wasn't, his head wasn't in it, and I think Fran was just sending a message. And if you notice, Fran, Patrick's playing pretty well. Patrick still isn't playing a ton of minutes.
No.
I mean, Patrick plays his role, but it's not like Fran is just loading him up with minutes because it's his son. Josh Dix is better than Patrick right now.
He is. Josh Dix
And Josh Dix is playing more than Patrick.
is the second or probably the third best player on the team.
Maybe
right now.
the second before it's all said and done.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, Owen.
Behind Perkins?
Well, I think Owen Freeman's
Owen
got by
Freeman.
far the most upside, but I still think right now Tony is their go-to. Well,
Their leader.
not necessarily their go-to guy, because if I need a last-second shot, Sanford's the guy without question who I want taking the shot. If it's a perimeter shot with the buzzer, with the game on the line, I want Peyton Sanford taking it.
Yeah.
And because Tony's just too inconsistent, and Tony's not a great outside shooter. But Freeman, to me, is by far their best player potential-wise.
Well, I think you're right with what you said a while back, that this team more than likely will end up 9-11 in the Big Ten. I just don't see them being able to get over the hump. So inconsistent, but I love watching these guys play. I love watching the fact that if they're down double digits, they don't give up.
They don't.
They come back out and fight. till the end.
They're a fun
they
team to
might
watch.
not always win, but there's always fight in the dog.
Yep.
And Fran's style is fun. I mean, compare this to what it was like watching Licklighters.
Oh,
teams.
my God.
I mean, Fran, even in loss, their games are fun to watch. They play at a fun pace. The players seem energized and what have you. But no, this team's got a lot to like. It just may not have quite enough to make a fifth consecutive NCAA tournament. We'll see. The schedule is brutal. The remaining schedule is brutal.
Well, hopefully they do well down the stretch, and maybe they can pull out a miracle up in Minneapolis and get a couple of wins in the tournament, and maybe that'll put them over the hump and get them a number 12 seed or the play-in game for the NCAAs. But, there's always hope.
Well, they win 3 out of their last 5. That would make them what? Would that make them 10? That'd make them. They're 7-8 right now. That'd make them 10-10.
And 2 wins.
And they'd have what? That would be at least 1 or 2 more wins. They'd have 3. They would definitely be on the bubble at 10-10 going into. They may have to win a game. Now, if they went 4-1,
that might make the play-in game though.
Maybe
they might. If they go 4-1 down the stretch, they're in.
Oh yeah,
that'd be a. But come on, guys, I'm getting a little carried away. But you never know. I mean, they'd have a bunch of quad 1 wins to finish the year. They'd be 2 games over. They would be in the Big Ten tournament. But think about it. We're saying if they go 4-1 against Illinois twice, Michigan State, Northwestern, and what's the other one?
Penn State.
Penn State's the only team left that's not a quad 1 win, quad 1 opponent.
Yep.
And Northwestern's there. If they had Northwestern here,
I'd give
Iowa a really good chance.
chance.
Northwestern yesterday, I don't know how they won. They lost every statistical battle in that game. They don't have Ty Berry, and they still found a way to win that game yesterday against Indiana. Incredible. He's 9-6, man. He's another.
Indiana's not all that.
No, they're not. But still, they Indiana
found a way to win it.
Indiana beat Iowa.
Well,
what I'm saying though.
Thank you for taking my call. Go Hawks. Have a great
day. All right,
day.
thank you.
Yeah, go Hawks.
To have that team 9-6, Ty Berry's arguably their second best offensive player. He's out. They found a way to win that game. Chris Collins, Fred Hoiberg, and Ben Johnson would be my 3 finalists for Big Ten Coach of the Year, and I think the remaining games would determine. Minnesota is now 16-9, 7-7, I believe. It's incredible what he's done with them.
You take Illinois and Purdue out of the mix, and you put those other 12 teams in a sack.
Penn State, not Michigan. I think Michigan. If you put those other 11 in a sack, Michigan, I think
they were probably the worst in the.
That's what I'm saying. They're the one team that Michigan's probably going to end up at best like 5-15 or.
But we found a way to lose to them at home.
Yeah, they did. They do have a few wins, but. Michigan's the only team that hasn't stayed close to 500 in conference play. Is what I'm saying.
Hello.
Yes, good evening, or good morning, guys.
Hey.
I had the wonderful opportunity to watch Auburn play Kentucky last night.
By choice?
Well, I couldn't find anything else worth watching.
Okay.
Yeah, the 500 was off, so I was lost. Bruce Pearl and John Calipari, what's his name?
Calipari.
Those guys put on the most embarrassing act as coaches. Is that Bruce Pearl marches up and down every time the referee goes by, every change, screaming at him at the top of his lungs. The Calipari guy, he's on the court. They kept showing, look at him. He's out on the court, waving his arms and screaming. A friend would have been run out of the game in the first 3 minutes if he did that.
Yeah, probably.
Bruce Pearl was just, I always liked Bruce Pearl, but he's just an absolute, the veins in his neck, the guy it was over the top by both of them.
Bruce is pretty excitable.
Yeah, he's emotional.
Well, yeah, but I just don't get it. Why, I don't what you could see some of the lip reading wasn't good. I don't know why they put up with that. I don't get it. Who knows?
I don't know.
Why I watched it, I don't know. But I also like to say that the Hawks came back and won. That was a wonderful deal for the team.
It sure was.
For the coach and the team. It was a good deal. So
yep.
Party on, boys! Spring training is there.
Amen, bro.
Okay.
Yep.
The lip reading
was not good.
Bruce is highly emotional, and I think there are times when they're up and they're not always yelling and bitching and screaming. That's just how he is. But Bruce Pearl also gets a lot of he gets technicals. I've seen the officials deal with him before, but he's a very emotional close. But I guarantee if Fran announced that he was retiring and Bruce Pearl was hired, not that Iowa fans are unhappy with Fran. I don't. But if Bruce Pearl was a lot of Iowa fans would love Bruce Pearl. Don't you agree?
Oh, yes.
But I'm not suggesting that Fran should retire. I just was
No.
saying if he did, and Bruce Pearl wanted the job, despite his antics, I think Iowa and he would win here.
Well, the biggest problem with Fran is the lack of postseason success.
Yeah, I mean we all know
And
that.
there's no question
we've beaten
about
that like a dead horse. And like I said, I have no. I mean.
I love watching his teams play.
And I'm not suggesting that Fran should retire or anything. He's earned the right to keep coaching. Like I said, I saw that stat a while back that Iowa has a chance to be one of just 6 or 7 teams to make 5 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances.
That's astounding, really.
That is. I was floored by that statistic. Because then I thought about it, man, you're telling me this team didn't do it and this team didn't? It's amazing. I mean, it is amazing now, but the postseason, that is the one flaw. But again, I mean, I guarantee you, there's nobody at Iowa talking about whether his job should be in jeopardy. That's just not
nobody in any position of
any
power.
position of or any reasonable thinking. So I didn't want people to think I was suggesting that. But all I'm saying is, despite his flaws, Bruce Pearl he wins wherever he goes. I mean, it's.
Well, he does. He's a heck of a coach.
And some will say, well, yeah, he cheats wherever he goes. But a lot of times, what he's caught doing is minor. He makes it worse, though, by some of that stuff he did at Tennessee. If he would have just owned up to it,
it wouldn't have meant anything.
I don't think it would have meant anything. But he lied about it and stuff like that and made it worse. But I like Bruce. I remember when we had him on.
Oh,
he was hilarious.
Tremendous interview.
But I could see, how he could rub people the wrong way. He is very. Tom Izzo's the same way. Tom Izzo goes up and down the court, and he seems to get.
Get him out, push him.
But
tee him up, say sit down or you're out.
But they don't do that.
Yeah, why don't they?
And in fairness, Fran does get away with yelling and screaming sometimes. It's not like he gets a technical every game.
He does, but he doesn't get on the court
like
Izzo does.
No, because Fran sits down a lot more.
Yeah.
Fran some coaches just stand the whole game. Chris Collins stands the whole game. Lots of times he stands with his legs crossed, too. He's got this weird stand where he crosses his legs when he's standing. But Fran's one of those coaches that lots of times will prefer to sit down, but then he'll get up if something causes him to get up. Whereas a lot of coaches are just up and they march up and down. Remember Mark Turgeon?
Yeah.
God, he bitched and moaned and whined all the time during games.
Kim Mulkey was 5 feet on the court.
Yeah, she's another one.
A referee ran into her and didn't tee her
and
up.
And she never sits down during a game. I don't think she ever sits down, does she? Lisa stands a lot during the game, but she doesn't get on the court. But Lisa also sits at times, too.
She does.
There's some coaches that just never sit down. And then you got like Greg Gard, who always kneels down in front of the Wisconsin bench. The older he gets, it'll be interesting to see if he can keep doing that, because that's tough on the joints. To me,
it is.
I mean, I'll watch him be kneel down, in a crouching position for during a whole segment, like 5-6 minutes, in a suit. That would have to be uncomfortable. I don't know how he does it.
I think Wisconsin's the last 6 games has been they're playing back to the mean, because I think they overachieved early on.
I watched them play against Providence early in the year, and I remember coming in here saying, man, they are terrible. Wisconsin, they look so bad against Providence. And the next thing I know, they win 8 out of 9, and I look like an ass. But I think things are starting to level off, like you said. They're not a very good team. They're okay. This is not one of those Bo Ryan. By any means, it's nothing like that.
No, Frank Kaminsky.
No, nothing like that. No. Alondo Tucker. I mean, they just don't. What was that guard from Minnesota they had? The guy from Minneapolis. I can't remember his name, but I mean, remember the good shooter Bronson Koenig, and this team is nothing like that. And
who was the guy that everybody hated so much that was there for 20 years?
Davidson.
Yes,
he played on some good teams, though.
Yes, he did.
He did. This team's just not that good. Like I said, I'm just glad that Iowa was able to hang on. That was a great moment for those players to be able to celebrate with the fans, and I'm just happy for them. They're good kids.
Yep.
It's been a tough year, and what have you. So I was just glad to see them be able to experience some fun and some happiness. Because, like I said, you're not going to find a better kid than Peyton Sanford. I mean, he's just a good kid, good young man. And yet it's hard. You pull for guys like that. You really do, whether you're a homer or not. And there's good kids at all these other schools. But I know I've gotten to know Peyton Sanford because I cover him, and he's just a good kid.
I love that quote from Peyton that you played the other day.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I thought people would.
Said, are all women or all girls,
are all girls like this?
Kane
No, they're not.
No.
No, they're not. God, though, then like Iowa baseball, we'll kind of go out. They went 2-1. They beat Seton Hall 5-2. Then Marcus Morgan was really good. I mean, Brody was good on Friday. He had 11 strikeouts, but he did walk 6 and 4 1/3. Yeah. Marcus was by far the best. He went 5 1/3, struck out 9, only had 2 walks, and they beat Ball State 5-0. Then yesterday, Kate Obermiller started, was good. They just couldn't hold on. They lost 8-4. So they're 2-1. Is it Loris they're hosting tomorrow?
Yeah.
Remember, Loris beat them a couple years ago.
They did.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I shot video of the final pitch of that game, and I think it still may be the most watched video I've ever had that I put on Twitter. I mean, because somebody nationally picked it up and like, wow, a Division III team beats. That was big news. I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. Loris, though, that I'm glad that Rick plays these games and gives these smaller schools from Iowa a chance to come in and play the big dog and what have you. But I know there were some of the remarks after their loss yesterday. I think some of it is just Twitter, people from other schools. I mean.
It had to have been a disappointing loss.
It was, but I couldn't believe how negative some of the people were after the loss. It was just some of the stuff was ridiculous. It was they play a 54-game schedule. They'll be okay.
I had to bounce a number of people from Facebook, from our page, attacking Caitlin.
Why were they attacking Caitlin? But they're obviously not Iowa fans.
No, not at all. They're from all over.
Are they probably
trolls.
Bots?
I don't think so.
What are they attacking?
Just a troll, not the greatest.
I wrote a column. You can't say she's the greatest. You just can't. But what I wrote, because it's too subjective. It's just too subjective. But what I wrote, though, is her resume, at least offensively, compares favorably with any player in the history of women's college basketball. Because no player, and I listed,
she's certainly one of the best.
I listed off 9. I listed off Candace Parker, Cheryl Miller, Diana Taurasi.
Sue Bird.
But did not list off Sue Bird. Who else did I put? Nancy Lieberman. To me, Nancy Lieberman was better than Sue Bird.
Ann Myers?
I did not list Ann Myers. Cheryl Swoops. Lucia Harris, who you probably don't even remember.
I don't.
She was the first. Lucia Harris played for Delta State back in the late 70s.
She played for C. Viv?
She won 3. Vivian coached at Cheney State.
Oh, that's right.
But Lucia Harris was one of the first mega stars in the game. She helped to elevate it and kind of help usher it into the NCAA. But Caitlin, to me, what separates her, nobody on that list that I mentioned was anywhere close. Oh, Brittany Griner was on the list. Maya Moore. I just named off 9 who a lot of people would argue are. But none of them could control a game offensively, either by shooting or passing, like Caitlin could. Nancy Lieberman was probably the only one that I mentioned that was anywhere close to Caitlin as a passer. And to me, that makes Caitlin better. And what's weird is Jay Williams' argument that he refuses to say that she is great because she hasn't won a national championship. But to me, that's odd because
that just means the team isn't.
No, what I'm saying is, to me, Caitlin's greatest accomplishment as a Hawkeye right now is having led that team to the runner-up finish. So what he's saying is the reason he won't make her say she's great is the reason why I think she is great. That's her greatest. That's better than 49.
Yes.
That's, to me, that the greatest thing she did was lead them to NCAA runner-up. That, to me, is more impressive than Diana Taurasi winning 3 titles at Connecticut, surrounded by a bunch of fellow 5-star phenoms and future WNBA stars and whatever. It's just that's when Caitlin, her brand, reached a whole new level, the Final Four.
Exactly.
Still isn't that?
No, she apologized.
She
apologized to Caitlin. And so, move on from that. Jay Williams is entitled to his opinion, but it makes no sense.
And then one guy goes, drug tester. What the?
Who?
Well, I just think
Caitlin?
That's just people being stupid on the chat room.
Or
was that your chat room or was that Facebook?
No, that was Facebook.
That's just people being stupid, looking for attention. I mean, but, it's...
I must have bounced like 10 or 11.
Good. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, you should look up this. I saw some Twitter account called GOP Bruin or something. It's like UCLA conservatives. They have a really nasty tweet about Caitlin on there, and they could get sued for. I'm not even. It was really nasty, but they're also the ones that they
saying she's a man. That one.
You saw it?
No, but I've heard that ridiculous
narrative. There's some
there.
really nasty tweets out there, and that Elmo Mush lets them stay on there. But then somebody makes fun of him. You saw that real Leah Neeson guy got banned again?
Yeah.
Because he made fun of Elmo Mush is the biggest freaking hypocrite out there. He's not for free speech.
No.
He's for free speech as long as it fits all his narratives and as long as nobody's making fun of him. Because this Liam Neeson guy, and what's funny is all the idiot brainwashed morons on Twitter think that it's the actor, even though he spells it like the car.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just
he does.
And he just makes fun. It just shows you how stupid people are. He basically had this tweet that Elmo was down at the border doing all his photo ops and whatever, and none of his 27 bodyguards failed to tell him that his cowboy hat was on backwards. And that's what that since he was making fun of the great Elmo Musk, that's why they banned him from Twitter. He's not for free speech.
No,
he's a hypocrite.
I do like that he spells the name like the car.
And these people still,
I think it's, yeah.
You'll see these like hardcore MAGA. Yeah, you're washed up. Your movies suck. You're no James Woods. You're no Chachi. It's just, and that just shows you what you're dealing with though on that platform. Just the amount of idiocy. And now he's banned again.
Yeah. He'll be back.
And the other thing that's all over Twitter is all the people defending Putin for the Navalny thing. I mean, why does that show up on my Twitter line? I mean, it's just, I wish I didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't need that in my life. I really don't.
I mean, I can't prove that
BS.
Putin killed him, but
he didn't kill him. He had him killed, probably.
Yeah, we don't. They're not even.
Well, you don't send the guy to the.
They're not even letting the family see the body right now.
Yeah, you don't send them there.
I'm just amazed though at how many people in this country are defending Russia in this. But it's beyond. I mean, I know why, and it is what it is. You just gotta hope that they are not the majority.
Well, there's always been. I mean, even World War II, a lot of America didn't want to get involved, until they were attacked.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Gee, I mean, at some point you have. But okay, that's fine. But since when did we become friends with Russia?
We're not.
Well, we are though. Well,
because
we're not, but a lot of people in this country are. Well, it's all because of one thing, guys. Trump.
Yes.
Well, it's Trump.
That's what they feel Trump wants them to be.
And now Johnson, Speaker of the House, it's pointed out that one of his main support, one of the corporations that supports him, is owned by two Russian oligarchs.
Yeah, I saw that. But the main reason these people are supporting is because that's what they think Trump wants them to do.
No,
I'm floored by that.
And with that,
don't you hate Russia?
I certainly don't. I hate Putin.
I mean, I've never liked
But
Russia.
they've never been. They were an ally by proxy during World War II.
Because we needed each other. But the moment that war was over, we drove.
And then Gorbachev.
Gorbachev had some good. Yeah. But they cheat. I mean,
that big birthmark on his head.
Yeah.
What about it?
He just had a big birthmark on
his
head.
He did.
I saw. Yeah. Not that has anything to do with anything.
Nothing. Let's take a break. I say let's take a break.
All right.
What about that birthmark on his head, Suter?
1-800-800-ROSE.
1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country.
1-800-800-ROSE.
It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist.
1-800-800-ROSE.
Remember.
There's a reason Harty and Captain Jewelers' annual sale is famous. The savings are incredible, and it only happens once a year. The sale is Saturday and Monday only. And here's the kind of famous savings you'll get. Colored stone jewelry is up to 60% off, including a huge selection of colored stone rings. Natural diamond engagement rings up to 40% off. And enjoy an additional 15% off all gold estate pieces, which are already priced to sell. You can see why these savings are only offered once a year. With an event this famous, shoppers are excited, and you don't want to miss out. So make sure you're at the famous annual sale, happening from 10 to 5 Saturday and Monday, only at Harty and Captain Jewelers, corner of Dubuque and Washington in downtown Iowa City. While you're saving, say hi to Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of them is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen and bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
Hawkeye fans, you love watching the black and gold. You know Hawkeye black and gold. As a Hawkeye fan, there are no better colors than the Hawkeye black and gold. Hi, I'm Steve Anderson. When you're buying, selling, or refinancing your property, consider the green and white team, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Give us a call at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement, the team you love, the people you trust.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
Car won't go into gear? Call Premier. Premier Automotive in North Liberty offers full-service mechanical auto repair, in addition to being Eastern Iowa's most trusted name in auto body repair. Use Premier for all your auto repair needs: brakes, oil changes, air conditioning, diagnostics, transmissions, or preventative maintenance. Whether you hit a deer or your car won't go into gear, see Premier Automotive in North Liberty. When you go to a family restaurant, you want three things. One, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. Two, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And three, you want to be treated like family. You get all three at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. And special ribeye and shrimp nights. Daily specials at each location. And no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for you. GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit Supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Deary Brothers Ford Winter Clearance Event. Warm up to these hot deals. Get a new 2023 Ford F-150 XLT Crew Cab, up to $6,000 off MSRP, plus 1.9% financing for 72 months. Get a new 2023 Ford Bronco Sport, $1,500 rebate, plus 1.9% financing for 66 months. 75 pre-owned cars and trucks, clearance price, plus top dollar for your trade. Hurry in before these hot deals are gone. Or shop online at DearyFord.com. Deary Brothers Ford in Iowa City, here for you.
84 years of preparation. The wait is over. The Oxyokin's brand new book, Our Recipes, Our Story, is on sale now. 90 pages in full color, 67 recipes, and our unique history for only $24.99. Get yours while they last at the Oxyokin. Available soon by mail order along with our current serving hours at oxyokin.com.
The Oxyokin.
Oxyokin, in the heart of a man.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios, in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
It is going to be mostly sunny today. We'll get to around 50 for a high this afternoon. The wind out of the southeast at 5 to 15 here throughout the day. Tonight, partly cloudy. We're going to drop down to a low of 30. Tomorrow, sunshine. Almost like today, we'll get to 51 for a high. The wind out of the south at 5 to 10. On Wednesday, a nice day, mostly sunny with a high of 58. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Right now, it's 31.
KCJJ weather, brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply, kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
I am supposed to go at 10 o'clock to a short NASCAR report.
Why?
Because they said.
So we get another break?
They said to go to a short NASCAR report.
So we get another break?
We're contractually.
Well, let's do it. It's 9:57, so we're going to take another break.
Yeah, it won't be that long.
Okay, well.
They're just
So did you just get that?
No, I've had it all morning.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it.
What do you look? What?
Well, we're coming back for a minute, 2 minutes.
Well, I don't know how. 2 minutes. Where did he go? It's not the break yet.
Okay, here we go. Best rumor ever. You ready? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Rumor from message board geniuses, which their name tells you everything you need to know, that Fox is going to pay Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark each $2 million to come back. Paige has already announced. And there you go. Here's your rumor.
Why would Fox do that?
Ratings.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why they would. I find that hard to believe, and that,
I do too.
To me, that's a slippery slope. You start doing stuff like that.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it. But
I mean, if they're in that 4-team thing out east next year, Yukon, Iowa, Tennessee.
Well, Paige Beckers has already said she's coming back.
Yeah.
And part of the reason Paige Beckers is coming back is because her career has been cut short by knee injuries. She's not near the commodity that Caitlin is right now. Like I said, I hope Caitlin comes back, but I'm prepared for her to not be here next year.
I don't think she'll be back.
I don't either.
I don't either. But yeah, so
I would love for her to.
That's on Cakert's board, or
well, it was somebody posted on Twitter. Message board geniuses is the name of the. And I said that's all. Well, I said that's all you need to know about the rumor.
Yeah. You don't like geniuses? You got something against geniuses?
No, I have a lot of respect for them, especially the ones on the message boards.
Yeah.
Because I've learned over the years that most of what you hear on a message board is true. And it's the product of real thoughtful thinking.
It's social media in general falls into just what you just said. Yeah.
Okay, well, we will take a break.
Okay.
Hear what's going on at Daytona. And then we will be back.
Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway. This time frame was rescheduled to be the start of the NASCAR Xfinity Series United Rentals 300 here at Daytona, but rain has forced this race to be pushed back to 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. Alongside Alex Hayden, my name is Jeff Striegel, live from the Daytona International Speedway on the Motor Racing Network. And yes, on a Monday. And Alex, the unfortunate headlines the past few days now has been the weather.
Yeah, not much you can do about the weather when Mother Nature decides to bring a massive storm across the Gulf of Mexico and essentially engulf all of the state of Florida. You got to wait it out. This is an outdoor sport, unlike any other stick and ball type of sport. Can't race in the rain, especially when you're going 200 miles an hour, inches apart. So not much we can do about the weather, but wait for it. The good news, Jeff, though, is yes, it's still cloudy, but there are breaks in the clouds. The sun is peeking through right now. It has stopped raining. The radar looks great, and the Toyota Tundra track drying team is going to work.
And I know on social, and let's just put this to rest right now, we are looking at the track. The track is soaking wet. And it would be every bit of, what do you figure, another 90 minutes of track drying before we would even be able to put the cars out?
At minimum, because not only is it the racing surface that has to be dried, Jeff, because if somebody gets out of shape, you got to dry the skid pads, all that paved area inside the Daytona Superstretch on the backstretch, off turn 4, going off into turn number 1. You can't have a car get out of shape on a dry racetrack, get to wet pavement and begin spinning. That creates problems. You also have to completely dry the pit lane as well for safety reasons.
All right, so bottom line is we will race here today. There's no doubt about that. When we do, the Daytona 500 will be right here on the Motor Racing Network beginning at 4 Eastern. The Xfinity Series race will go off tonight at 9 o'clock. So coming up at 4 o'clock, Joey Logano will lead the field of the green flag.
With Michael McDowell on the front row, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, the top 5 starters for the Great American Race. They're poised. They're ready to go. They had practice for the Daytona 500. Everybody got out in the draft on Friday afternoon. So they're poised, ready. These teams know what they got for their race cars.
Jesse Love is going to bring the field off of turn number 4 to the green flag, and we'll have that covered for you tonight at 9 o'clock.
We will. Jesse Love, in his first career Xfinity Series start, grabs the pole position. What a drive he had in qualifying. Austin Hill, his teammate, will start second. A.J. Allmendinger, Parker Kligerman, and Shane Van Gisbergen, the Kiwi from New Zealand, gets the number 5 starting spot.
And, Alex, we can't leave without recognizing the loyal fans, the staff, and the officials that have been working literally around the clock, and the fans that have been waiting anxiously, going all the way back to Saturday.
This sold-out, jam-packed infield, every bit as full as it's been all week long. You also have outside on International Speedway Boulevard, gridlock out there. Fans are coming out to the racetrack. They're ready to see the Great American Race, and we're ready to bring it to them.
So, again, as a reminder, the Daytona 500 will be coming your way. It will race today at 4 o'clock Eastern, live on the Motor Racing Network. Be ready. We will be. I can guarantee you that. Then later on tonight, we'll give you a double header in prime time. The NASCAR Xfinity Series tonight goes off at 9 o'clock Eastern time. So, again, the 500 at 4, the Xfinity Series at 9 o'clock, the 66th running of the Great American Race at 4 o'clock this afternoon. We plan to be talking to you then, and we'll be racing shortly thereafter. And like Alex said, Joey Logano and Michael McDowell will lead the field off turn number 4 to the green flag. We will talk to you then. This update has been a production of the Motor Racing Network.
I think this is more like when
All right. We are back.
Are we back?
We're back. I'm glad they got us this brand new satellite receiver that is picking up nothing. Honest to God. Yeah, we're still getting it off the old receiver. So
okay.
But it's, we're supposed to have this thing in December, and then they said, well, it's taking some time. Hopefully you'll get it by the first race.
Maybe Russia's up there screwing with our satellites like they're going to.
Like they claim.
Yeah.
Or like we claim they are.
Yeah. Yeah, they can screw with the satellites. Yeah. Take down Peacock.
Take down our infrastructure and then make it to where we can't communicate and then take us over. And then we could, well, if that happened, at least we know a fourth or the third of the country would be happy. We can live like Russia. The place where the average median, I read where the average median income in Russia is $14,000 a year. Like 2 out of 10 houses don't even have indoor plumbing. I mean, it's a crap hole over there.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson can spin it any way he wants. I mean, he did one thing on shopping carts.
Yeah. He said that they make them put coins in
So people won't.
So people won't steal the shopping carts. Well, that's Aldi.
Yeah.
Aldi, you got to put a quarter in to get your shopping cart.
Yeah, I mean,
So
that's one of the last places I would want to live is in Russia.
Yep.
My family's from there. Well,
You notice they didn't stay.
well, there's one.
There's some.
Yeah, there's some. There's one family that still is there, but they've gone from being in the Ukraine to being Russia, back and forth over like 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and I always.
We were just talking. He says if Iowa makes it to the NIT and hosts, the arena would be sold out.
That the arena
I don't
sold out.
I don't see that happening. And I'm not being
I
negative.
could be wrong.
I'm not being negative. I'm not saying it's going to be. I mean, you remember back in 1998 when they hosted Georgia to 2,900 fans, and that's when Bowlesby, I think, made the decision that he was going to move forward from Tom Davis. I'm not saying it would be that bad, but I would be stunned.
I might be a little optimistic.
I think I would be stunned if they sold out the arena for an NIT game.
I think it'd be a good crowd.
I think it'd be an okay crowd, and I think it would be a lively crowd. The NIT crowds are always a little bit more feisty because a lot of them are fans that don't normally go. Even smaller numbered NIT crowds at times have had more energy and what have you. This would be a situation where I'd love to be wrong. I'd come in the next day, man, that was great, Iowa fans. I just would be stunned if they would sell out 15,000.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I was just wondering why, about Caitlin Clark, why doesn't Iowa be like, hey, we'll give you $5,000?
You're breaking up.
We can't hear you.
We can't
The phone's
understand
breaking
you.
up.
Now he's gone.
And now you're gone.
He was wondering something about Caitlin Clark,
Yeah,
why
we
Iowa
don't know.
can't.
I don't know.
I got the why Iowa can't. I wonder let's try to guess what he was going to say. Why Iowa can't do something to convince her to stay for another year is what I.
That's a good guess.
That's what I'm guessing, and I don't think it's going to come down to that, people. I think it's going to be. She's ready for something else. She's ready for a big, like when you play Little League baseball, 9, 10, or 10, 11, and 12, you play in the minor leagues. Then when you get to be to 13, you go up to the next. I think that's where she is with her game. She does not have to win a national championship to be verified as great.
No.
That doesn't happen. Would I'd love to have it happen this year, but call back, caller, if you.
I think Caitlin's shot at a national championship was last year. I think it's highly unlikely that they get back. We could.
Yeah, if I had to bet right now, I think South Carolina's probably going to win it. Because one thing is they have added a couple better shooters. I think they learned from last year. But what I bet a ton of money on, no. It's still easier to take the field. It's still easier to take the field against South Carolina and against Caitlin Clark in Iowa.
Yep.
And so we shall see.
By the way, the NASCAR series tonight, we will carry the Daytona, but that's the only one because tonight we have high school playoff basketball. Boys, Solon takes on Davis.
So basically,
County.
Spray the Grillmore saying NASCAR this, right? That's what he's saying? NASCAR my ass is what Spray the Grillmore saying.
Ray is thumbing his nose at NASCAR.
Ray don't need no NASCAR.
I don't think Ray's a NASCAR fan, is he?
That I don't know. That I don't know.
I've heard from a good 10 over the course of the last few days that are in Daytona. God, that was a fun time.
I know you had a good time down there.
I had a damn good time there.
I haven't been to Daytona since 1982 for spring break, my senior year.
I don't believe I've ever been to Daytona. And I certainly wouldn't go for.
It was amazing. It was you
couldn't pay me. Well, I guess you could if someone gave me $5,000 and said, "Hey, you want to go to the Daytona?" And I would probably go.
Ton of fun.
Yeah.
It really is, and we got to go behind the track and into the pits and everything.
That's what they say about that Jardiance lady.
What? That she's into the pits?
No, a ton of fun.
More than that.
The first one, not the second one. You don't see the first one anymore. Her commercials are gone. And I'm not sure why.
No, they got sick of her. People were very critical of her.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like on your chat room? Or Facebook? Is this another one of these Facebook things you're going to...
No, people were sending her, nasty messages. And
Who?
crap.
Where'd you...
ABC News. They
did a story on it?
They were attacking her. People were attacking her, telling her maybe she wouldn't need it if she lost some weight.
Well, that would
which
help.
Makes perfect sense.
I think that would probably help. Now, like I said, the second lady is not as heavy.
No, but she could lose a few
Maybe
pounds.
15, 20, but she's not like
15, 20? No.
Nah, I don't think she was that heavy.
Yeah,
that's why it doesn't work as much. But maybe 20. Yeah, but she's not. The second lady that's doing them now, I wouldn't call her obese. The first Jardiance lady was obese, but happy.
She was part of the
And dancing.
cast in The Whale.
Oh, yeah.
See, I still haven't seen a Jardiance ad, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Then that shows that he never watches commercials because you be on TV
Very
for 5
seldom.
minutes, you're going to see one. They're on all the time.
Well, all the drugs. There's so many.
Yeah, but Jardiance is the strangest, and it's on nonstop.
I
Think
never
about the money they're
realized
spending.
that people had so many. I've never heard of any of these maladies.
Think about all the money, though, they're spending on those
Yeah.
ads. I mean, they must be spending millions
They are.
for that ad.
They are.
Look up what Jardiance is spending.
On that one commercial. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm looking at Iowa's last 5 games, and now you're starting to realize, man, the biggest concern is the men, being swept by Maryland, losing to Penn State, losing to Michigan. There's 4 games that just destroyed their margin for error.
And Indiana.
If they would have won, and yeah, I mean, Indiana too, but that was there. And Indiana's no worse. They're not a worse team than Iowa, I don't think. I think they're very tough, and it was
similar.
there. But
Flawed.
I still think Iowa's better than Penn State. I think Iowa's better than Michigan. Iowa shouldn't get swept by Maryland. They should have won one, but they did. So if they would have won 3 of
that's
those,
why we're in trouble.
Yeah, if they would have won 3 of those 4 games, or even 2, if they would have won 2 of those instead of being 7-8, they'd be 9-6. They'd be 9-6 right now.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Do you know what they're spending?
How much?
$77.6 million.
For is that for the year? Is that how they?
That's for the TV spot for the year.
Man, you guys.
So imagine how much money they're making.
Yeah,
if they're willing to spend that much.
Yeah, and how much money we pay for drugs so that they can spend that and push that.
You should try to get Jardiance to add on to sponsor Hawk Fanatic.
Big Pharma spends lots of money. In 2022, Jardiance ranked number 5 in the list, having spent on TV ads alone $145 million.
How about Sky Rizzy? Where do they rank?
It sounds like a band.
I've seen a ton of Sky Rizzy and heard a ton of ads.
Yeah.
How have you seen those, but not Jardiance?
Well, they're advertising on us too.
I mean, I hear their radio ads all the time. I don't know, but I've seen some Sky Rizzy
We're
because
gonna
I
have-
watch some live sporting events sometimes, and if I don't record them ahead of time, then I have to watch them live, and that's when I see the ads.
In 2023, Sky Rizzy took the lead more than Jardiance, spending a substantial total of $383.7 million on television.
And they're probably making in the billions.
Well, it's television and radio.
Wow.
Yeah. Look at what the hell.
Okay, let's see what this caller has.
Hi.
Real quick, I take Jardiance. Would you guys care to guess? I get a discount with my insurance, but I've seen how much it costs per month. Would you care to guess how much a 30-day supply of Jardiance costs?
Per month without insurance?
Per month. Without insurance.
$1,500.
I was going to say 1,000.
$1,000 is the Ozempic. Jardiance is about $660 a month.
Well, that's plenty.
Yeah, I have a copay, which I'm really happy about, but I've seen the price and I've talked to my pharmacist about it. It's a great drug. I mean, I'm not trying to defend it, but I just thought the price would be interesting to you. But it's something that took my A1C from over 10 down to just over 6.
Wow.
So
that's what it's supposed to do.
That's what it's supposed to do.
That's what it's supposed to do. So do you like the commercial?
It's the first one was good, but she was way too happy, dancing around. But I mean, if it took your A1C down 4 points, that's pretty amazing. That's a damn good drug.
Oh, without question, yeah.
See, that's what's so
But if they
stupid.
didn't spend that kind of money on the drug, advertising it, think of what it would cost them.
Yeah. Well, my A1C, I got a call from my doctor saying my A1C was slightly elevated at 5.7. They would like you to be at 5.6. Mine's at 5.7. They're not telling me to go on Jardiance.
6.3, but I'm a little overweight too. So it's one of those things that, you try to lose weight, but it's hard as a diabetic to go down.
Yeah.
It really is.
5.6 is kind of the threshold, and like I said, I'm right on that. And whatever. So they told me to drink more water and eat less sweets.
Are you pre-diabetic, Pat?
No.
Have
No.
you had that checked?
Yeah, I've already had that. Yeah, I get that checked every year. But no, I'm not. And but I've also lost over the last 5 years probably 30, 40 pounds too. That's helped. I exercise a ton, and that's lowered all my numbers big time.
And I don't exercise at all, and I've lost 18 pounds from aggravation and getting old.
But no, like I said, my A1C is 5.7. They want it down to 5.6 or 5.5. So, but
Captain, how bad that is? You say that you eat potato chips for breakfast,
I
and
don't.
yet you're losing weight.
No, I don't eat potato chips for breakfast.
I thought you said that at one time, that you ate potato chips for breakfast.
I'm an asshole.
That sounds like a great breakfast.
He just says things.
Say crap. Jeez, I got 5.5 hours to fill. I just say a bunch of crap.
I thought it was potato chips and Diet Coke.
Well, Diet Coke, yes.
Diet
You
Pop
could
ain't.
always have teriyaki chicken and go to a mattress sale. It is, Shaft President Day.
Well, Diet Pop's not all that healthy for you.
No.
Well, it got me over cancer twice.
Well, it's better for you than regular pop, but those artificial sweeteners, your body reacts to them the same way it does sugar.
I have one a day, one Diet Coke a day.
Well, this is Diet Mountain Dew. I nurse on one of these a day, but I haven't drank regular pop in over a year.
Number 4.
Well, one of the side effects, I used to get leg cramps all the time, so I cut down to one Diet Coke a day and drink a lot of water.
Yeah,
gone.
Yeah, I don't drink as much water as I should. I just don't like water.
Well,
I only want it when I'm thirsty.
Huh?
I this is a little bit of Jan doing.
He asked how Jan is doing.
I mean, you don't have to say, but she's in all of our thoughts. You know that.
Yeah, I understand.
I had a nice
Yeah.
conversation with Jan at the grill. We were both looking at bread together.
It's serious, so that's all I really.
But we all care about her, and she's in our thoughts.
And she
prayers,
knows that.
So.
Yeah,
and that's what I told her.
She does know that, and maybe one day we'll go into it further, but I don't.
That's up to her.
That really is up to her.
But I asked her where you were. She said you were in the car.
Yeah,
waiting for her. And like
I
said,
to her. Like I said, she's
what'd
in
we
our
say?
thoughts and prayers.
Thank you.
Right.
Thanks.
Awkward and isolated. That's what we've said.
I drop
that fair?
I drop her off at the door,
and then you go and park in the parking lot and stay hidden and concealed.
Then she texts me when she wants to come out. She didn't. She said I can. She will do.
She doesn't need you in there.
Well, she said she's going to do what she's going to do until she can't. And that's basically
that's great.
Yeah, and so and I encourage her to do that.
Sure,
we're going to Mayo again. We're leaving tomorrow after the show, and then we'll be back Wednesday night. So, and your daughter is watching the pets.
Good.
Probably having some kind of a rave there.
I'm sure she will.
Yeah. My house.
I think it's busted. That'd be hilarious. Molly gets taken away in a paddy wagon with all her friends.
Does Iowa City even have a paddy wagon?
Do they? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Our paddy wagon's gone.
Yeah, I think that.
We're showing my age.
I don't think they do.
Now they all have SUVs, don't they? For the most part.
I think so. Yeah. But I mean, they don't have a big police wagon where you can put 20 people in. I don't think. If somebody knows that I'm wrong, let us know. But I don't think so. I've never seen
Molly Channing. Hell no, I won't go.
So is she staying at your house or just going to be?
No, she stays.
Will she bring Wopsy with her?
No.
Then poor Wop. Oh well,
Wopsy's with us.
Yeah, you're home. You're right. Now, if you guys were both gone, would bringing Wopsy over to your house go over well? Would they get along?
Oh yeah.
Would Wopsy and?
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, Wopsy likes other dogs.
No, and Lily gets along.
Okay.
Lily gets along with anybody. She really does. She gets along with anybody.
Wapsie has an edge, but she gets along with 95% of the dogs.
That makes it a lot easier.
If another dog gets aggressive with her, she'll throw down with them. But
Lily's not aggressive. How come your dogs can get aggressive?
Because
my dogs don't get aggressive.
Finish ahead.
That's good though, because your dogs are safer.
My dogs are Caitlin Clark.
The problem with dogs
what are my dogs? The Jardians lady.
The problem with dogs that are aggressive though is there's always a dog tougher.
Oh, for sure.
That's what you got to worry about. Like I'll never forget
my
that.
dog isn't overweight though. But
I'll never forget that Airedale that came running out after Bear. And Airedales they're big.
They are big.
This thing was big, and its tail was it was pissed off, and it attacked Bear right on the street. And boy, within 20 seconds, that Airedale was running back to its house with his neck bitten.
Listen,
you got to be careful who you mess with.
We have this little Chihuahua, Dylan, and
Dylan was a Chihuahua.
Yeah, kind of odd looking one. But
was it long haired?
Long haired. And then we had my lawyer across the street had this gigantic German Shepherd, just way bigger than most German Shepherds. And he'd come into the yard, and Dylan would shoot out the door and chase it back into its yard.
Well, I just went and saw my buddy's German Shepherd and little Yorkie yesterday. I hadn't seen him for a while, and nothing's changed. The German Shepherd's gotten bigger. He's gained some weight, but that Yorkie still runs that entire freaking household.
Yeah, dogs don't get size.
No, and Yorkies Yorkies are so arrogant. Man, it's a great dog. Don't get me wrong. I love this Yorkie. I mean, I would take it in a heartbeat if my buddy ever wanted to get rid of it. It is one of the greatest. But man, the German Shepherd is scared to death of it, and the German Shepherd could eat it in one bite.
They don't get. Yeah, they do not understand.
If they ever go for the same toy, and the moment that Yorkie has any slight growl, that German Shepherd is running away, hiding.
Now, cats understand gravity. They do get that because, my Tabby would sit on the chair by the table, and Indiana'd get on there and push things over the edge and move things to try to.
Yeah, I don't get why they do that,
but they do that.
Yeah. Okay, let's go through the schedule. Okay, tomorrow night you got Iowa or Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Okay, Iowa at home versus Illinois on the 24th.
Iowa.
Iowa versus Penn State at home.
Iowa.
And then the last two are at Northwestern.
Loss.
And then Illinois at Iowa.
Oh, I pick Illinois at Illinois. I pick Iowa at Iowa.
So you've got Iowa winning three of its last.
Two of the last three. 2 of the last 5.
2 of the last.
I got us beating Penn State and one of the Illinois.
Okay, so
don't think we'll win Illinois twice.
So that would make them. Would that make them? They're 7
and 8. 3.
That'd make them 9 and 11.
That's right.
Yeah, that's not gonna.
No.
They would have to probably get to the championship to have a chance. Maybe even win it. Yeah. So we'll see.
Hello.
Yeah, I was just calling to talk to the lady at the office. Is she available?
There isn't one.
You can talk to Jim Hunter, but he's no lady.
Yeah, but could you call the office line? It's 319-354-1242.
Sorry, I got some certificates. Thank you.
Okay.
There's not a lady in here right now, is there?
No.
And the amount of gentlemen is a short list.
Yeah. Hunter called it a sausage fest in here. Even that's questionable.
Can the Iowa women still have a chance to win the league with 2 real tough games left at Indiana and Ohio State here?
I think they'll split. If I had to guess, I think they'll split. But would I be surprised if they won both? No, I would be surprised if they lost both.
Yes, I would too. I would too.
I have a feeling they're going to lose at Indiana and win here.
I think that's very possible.
But I don't think Indiana's as good as they were last year.
I don't either.
I watched Michigan State play yesterday. Michigan State.
I did too.
Those are 2 teams that were. I mean, they're both. There's a lot of women's teams like Michigan State. I think was 7-7, and Michigan was like 7. I think they were both like right around 500 in the conference.
Michigan State's a little higher in the pecking
Well, they are
order,
now.
but
They're
not
one.
much.
But both of them came in. I think either one was one over 500, and they were. But there's so many Big Ten teams like that.
Yeah.
You know, both men and women, right? And neither Michigan nor Michigan State are ranked. There's not many women's teams ranked.
No.
What are you, Iowa, Ohio State, and Indiana? Is that it?
I believe it is.
Okay.
I believe it is.
So yeah, there's not a lot of women's teams that are ranked. So, but no, I would be really surprised if Iowa lost both games. Are they down to just 2?
No, we have 2 other games.
I thought they had 4 left.
We do have 4.
Do you have the schedule in front?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me, but yeah, 2 more weeks. The season will be almost over.
The men have Penn State, don't they?
Well, yeah, we just the men have. I've got it right here in front of me.
Okay, you get the men.
Well, we've already named off. The men have Michigan State tomorrow. Then they're Illinois at home or at Illinois on Saturday. Then next Tuesday, Penn State at Iowa, and then Saturday, March 2nd, Iowa at Northwestern, 4:30, and then March 10th. Wow, Iowa has 8 days off. Iowa has 8 days off between its next to last game and its last game. Then they play Illinois at 6 p.m. on the 10th, and like I said, Illinois could be playing for the Big Ten regular season title.
Women just are in the midst of their long break. We play at Indiana on Thursday, and then Illinois comes to Iowa on Sunday the 25th. Then Iowa travels to Minnesota on February 28th, and then Ohio State comes to Iowa on Sunday, March the 3rd.
I think at worst they go 3-1.
Hello.
Oh, I was just going to give you the women's schedule.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, I think at worst they go 3-1. Imagine what she's going to do. The crowd at the Williams Arena in Minneapolis and the crowd in Champaign. It's going to be. It will be incredible.
I haven't seen our Williams. Are they sold out? I haven't seen.
I haven't checked. I haven't seen. It was funny. There was a while during that men's game. You know, Caitlin was in the crowd.
Yeah.
She was sort of Taylor Swift. They'd cut to her and show, hey, gee, what are Caitlin and Connor doing? And you got 4 or 5 of those cuts during the game, which I thought was kind of funny. She and Connor were there together.
They were sitting in front of us about 23 rows just to our right.
Would you count them? How many rows?
No, but that was about right.
Okay.
Their seats are a little better.
Were
than
people
ours.
gawking at them and driving them crazy?
Some. It wasn't, but it wasn't horrible.
I thought it was funny, though. I'm like, God, she's like Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, because somebody goes, yeah, he's just after her money.
I don't think.
I hate people like that.
Connor's not hurting.
Yeah, no.
Connor's going to make a lot of money on his own, and I'm guessing Connor may inherit a little bit of money, too, from... Connor's not hurting for money. Connor doesn't need Caitlin's money.
People like that are just completely... Because somebody posted that, picture of them on Facebook, and that's one of the first damn things.
It's not like we don't know if they're going to get married. I mean, they're dating. I mean, they're college kids dating.
Yeah, they're 22. And what is he?
Well, he might be 23 or 24, but whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares?
And Connor had to sign a bunch of of stuff too.
Well, he's a handsome kid.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, and
he's a basketball freak.
And
like
he's very intelligent. Connor will do just fine, with or without Caitlin. And that's no knock on Caitlin. I mean, neither one needs each other to be better. If they ever get together, that's because they like each other.
No. Travis Kelce.
He doesn't need Taylor Swift. He's worth millions.
No, and he gave a ton to the families of the victims, and she did too.
She gave $100,000 for some GoFundMe that they wanted $75,000. I can't remember. Hey, do you think that guy that was singled out by that as being one of the shooters in Kansas City, and all he was a guy drunk? He's gonna make a buttload. That one politician still hasn't taken his tweet down. Picture of that guy being arrested, sitting down on the curb, saying, "Hey, one of the shooters is an illegal alien." That guy is open for so many.
He wasn't illegal, and
he was from Olathe, Kansas, and he was drunk.
Yeah, he was just drunk.
But since he was brown skinned, so they used that as an opportunity to push that's going to cost, because I read something where this politician's not protected under some provision that use this. I mean, if I'm that guy, I'm suing as much as I can, because that's ridiculous. To jump to a conclusion to push your narrative, that's ridiculous in these types of situations.
Hello.
Does Connor work from home? It seems like he's at Carver Hawkeye a lot for working for being employed by
No,
Indiana.
he's in Indiana. I mean, he comes home. I mean, but no, he doesn't work from home.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. How about the, not to talk about politics, but how about Trump's sneakers? Is that the stupidest thing
They're
you've
$19.99,
ever heard?
$19.99, but if he puts a T on them, they're $400. Yeah, I mean, $3.99. I wouldn't. I mean, but I'm telling you, he'll sell. Some guy gave $9,000 for them.
Well, that was great. Somebody posted those sneakers.
Yeah.
And said, proudly paid. He said, proudly paid for these sneakers. And then the two comments down were, yeah, and you still won't pay $5 for Peacock. That was one of our listeners put that there. And
Now that's funny.
Send it to me.
When I first saw a picture on Facebook or wherever it was of the sneaker, I said, I'm assuming this is a joke, and
No,
it's
it's
not.
No.
No, he's going to.
And they sold out.
No, though. I mean, his people are. I mean, it's just.
It's ridiculous.
It's amazing how
to pay $400. And listen, even with everything he's been fined, they went through that this morning. He's still going to be like a billionaire.
Oh, sure.
And people are giving money. They bitch. Well, what about the homeless veterans? But yet they're spending $400 for a crappy pair of sneakers
because they worship the guy.
Yeah,
I mean, they just worship him. It's mind-boggling.
There's a great meme that he's being embraced by Jesus, and it says, an hour later, Jesus found out his wallet was missing.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, I saw that.
I've seen that one. But did you see the lady when he was out? Well, he was actually getting booed at the sneaker thing, but then that lady came out and hugged him and said,
"Yeah,
he's a gift from God." It was just one of the creepiest things I would say that if it was somebody saying that about a Democrat. It's just creepy that people are that depending on politicians to tell them how to think.
Did you see the meme where it's Al and Peggy Bundy, and
I did not.
She says, "My husband's a shoe salesman and hasn't got a cent," or something like that. And then Melania's on the other half saying, "Mine too."
Yeah, I did not.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I did not see that one. But like I said, it's just mind-boggling how some people are just, I mean,
well, the sneakers, how ugly can you get a shoe? I mean.
Well, we just found out.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing's bizarre. This whole thing, is just goddamn bizarre. And
it's depressing.
If this country goes for that, then this country deserves everything it gets. I mean, it really does. It's just ridiculous.
Did you watch Jon Stewart's first?
No.
He was critical of both Trump and Biden. He was really critical of Biden. Jon Stewart was.
No.
He says he's too old. He shouldn't be running.
Well,
I agree. But
yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
They don't have anybody else. And, looking at it from 75 years of age and looking at what he's done, inflation's down to 3%. Things really are better. And I'd rather have him in charge of the military than, that piece.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying there's at least 70 million people that would strongly disagree with you.
Yeah, well, and Trump is not that much younger.
No, but
neither one of them really should be running because one's not capable and one's too old.
No, I'd rather see Gretchen Whitmer against
Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley.
Yeah, and whoever won, you don't have to worry about it.
Or Nikki Haley and Gavin Newsom, I would much prefer that.
Yeah.
I think Gavin Newsom, though, right now is still just too damaged goods from COVID and the
maybe.
leftist stuff and all.
I just, Nikki Haley wouldn't have to worry about a thing. I don't think she would F up the country at all. I mean, I ain't going to agree with her on crap. I'm not a Republican. But
you think she'd mess with the Affordable Care Act?
No.
I don't think she would. Because she knows that would just be bad politics. I don't think he will either.
No, he didn't for 4 years.
He won't. There's too many of his voters that need it.
Yeah.
And it's not perfect.
He doesn't care about that.
It's not perfect. The system is by no means perfect, but God, what they had before was.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't survive as a freelancer in this country for a lot of people. I mean, especially as you get older. I mean, the way the previous setup is, you'll be paying $2,000 a month for health insurance.
All that's going to happen, and I don't think he'll kill democracy per se.
No, I don't either.
All that's going to happen
is 4 years
if
of
he
just
is
division
going to court. Not only going to court for his crap, which he'll pardon himself.
But he'll be going after people, too. I mean,
yeah,
he's going to try to put, like, James Clapper and John Brennan. He's going to try to put all
they're
those.
going to go to court,
and it'll
it's
all
just going to be one big cluster for 4 freaking years. Nothing will be accomplished. He'll piss off our allies, the same allies that came to our defense during 9/11, and he'll crap on them.
It's going to be interesting as, we're here to talk sports, but sports and politics are going to intertwine here over these next 6 to 7 months because both politicians are going to want to use the sports venues to put. It'll be interesting to see who does a better job of that.
Well, it's not only sports. It's look at it's entertainment. It's sports with Travis Kelce. It's entertainment with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, unfortunately, Biden. I mean, his age. I mean, he should have given. I mean, he turned down the chance to do the Super Bowl interview with NBC. He shouldn't have done that. I think sometimes people shield him because they're worried he's going to say the wrong thing or look like a freaking mummy, because there are times when he comes across that way. And he should not have turned down. I thought turning down the Super Bowl interview was a mistake. And he's done it 2 years in a row now. And it gives the perception that they're trying to hide him. And I don't think that's good. But,
I just think it's ridiculous to spend $400 for any shoes, let alone those shoes. They're just ugly.
Well, those are the ugliest things I've ever seen.
Yeah. These I thought were too expensive, and these are great shoes. I've had these things, and they haven't worn out or anything, and they were $160.
I think ours were $140.
Yeah, Jan spent $160 for those, and I go.
Mine are $180, so I just one-upped you, and I need new ones.
I thought we got the same shoe on sale.
Well, the last time I got them, they were on sale, but these retail are $180.
Right.
Well, I don't know what. Maybe these retail at $240.
Yeah, these are Brooks. These are Brooks, and they're good shoes. But
these are Echoes.
Like I said, I need new ones because I've walked holes into both of them. Have holes at the bottom now at the top.
Yeah, you probably
by my
need
big
some
toe.
new ones.
I get new ones about every 3 to 4 months. You have to.
I never even heard of Echoes before.
Because it's not good to walk.
Echo.
It's not good to. It's not good to walk on shoes that are.
No.
It hurts you. So that's one of the things I got to do this week. So all right, back to the Hawks.
Back to the Hawks.
Nothing football. I haven't any football rumors that you.
No. No.
There really isn't anything.
No, there's not really much of anything. I mean, all they got going is the winter workouts, and there's really not.
There's really not much going on right now. I mean, and the next portal news will break after spring practice.
Yep.
If guys are coming and going and what have you. But right now, there's 7 over the scholarship limit. I think right now.
Yeah.
I think they're at 92, maybe.
And they got until the fall to write the ship in that to get the numbers correct. But
yeah, and I saw one thing has Iowa at 6.5 to 7 wins next year.
I saw that, and I've also.
I've got them winning.
See, I think we'll win more than that.
I have them winning between. You always do, though. I mean, that's not hardly. I mean,
true.
I mean, I don't think you've ever picked them to win fewer than 9 or 10 games since I've been here, and lots of times they don't. But I'll have them.
Actually,
somewhere.
You were more optimistic.
I had them 9-3 this year,
and I think I had them a little less than that.
I think you had them 10-2.
Well, but one of the last couple of years, you were more optimistic than I was.
Okay, yeah, now that'll happen every once in a while, but more times than not.
For the most part,
I've got them somewhere between 7 and 8 wins next year. I could see them going 8-4. I can't.
I could see that.
But UCLA.
It's not very good.
USC's not as good. They don't play USC next year, though, do they?
No.
But
we play UCLA and Washington.
And Washington's not going to be near as good next year.
No.
As they were this year. Not near as good, I don't believe. Now, Ohio State. So the schedule's not quite as hard as we once thought, but it's hard compared to their schedule this past year because the schedule this past year was ridiculously easy.
It was.
So we'll see. And we don't know what to make of these other teams in the former West Division. We don't know how good Minnesota, the teams that they normally play, we don't know. We don't know how good they're going to be. But
no.
I would say 8-4 right now. I mean, I would be surprised. I would say 8-4. I'm more close to 8-4 than I am a 10-2. I mean, we'll see. I think the defense is going to be really good again. I don't know about special teams. You can't say special
Probably
teams.
take maybe a slight step
Well,
back.
Drew
on
Stevens
punter.
was struggling big time at the end of the
He
season,
was.
and they have a new punter. And offense.
I mean, even if the punter's outstanding, he's probably not going to be as good as Torrey was.
So, yeah, I mean,
As a
I
freshman.
think special teams may take us maybe a small
Yeah.
step back. And as far as offense, I need to see something first. I mean, I don't know how anybody could be optimistic right now about offense. What would you base it on?
I would base
Besides just Hawkeye hope and pride.
I would base it on, well, it's part of it is, okay, our offensive line was not good last year, but they are all back.
You said the exact same thing last year.
And I think they were marginally better.
Maybe marginally at the least, but they were still not a good offensive line.
No, and then you add Caden Proctor, it has to help.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be any worse, but I don't think the offensive line is going to suddenly become a power.
No,
I don't.
Probably
see that.
not.
I don't see that happening. I just don't have much high expectations for
the
the
wide
offense.
receiver room's not going to be great.
It's probably as bad as it's ever been.
It's not good.
In 30 years of covering the football team, I don't remember it ever being this depleted and this average as far as like game breakers or what have you.
Tight ends should be solid.
Tight ends should be fine, assuming Lachey stays healthy.
Yes.
I mean, when he went down and Ostrenga was pretty good. But they had a significant drop off from 2 to 3.
They did.
So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, like I said, I'll believe it when I see it. As far as
Running
the offense.
backs,
running backs are
solid.
fine. They're fine, but if you don't have a great offensive line and a quarterback that people have to worry about, it's hard to be a running back. I mean, it really is.
Well, if Deacon is our quarterback, then
Cade will be the
nothing good about.
Cade will be the quarterback.
If he's healthy.
He'll be healthy. I mean, he'll be healthy enough to be the quarterback. He may injure himself again, but most ACL injuries heal in 10 months. He will have had almost 11 months to recover. If he's not healthy enough, then he had some type of setback.
Mm-hmm.
There's some type of setback because he's got enough time to get healthy, and that's what they're banking on.
Yeah.
Because, if Cade's not healthy and they got to go between Deacon and Marco Lane is with hardly any experience, that is a serious problem. Especially when you throw in the receivers they have. I mean, it's just going to wait and see. To me, is the best way to approach the offense. I guarantee, though, you watch when they have that open practice in the spring, and if there's going to be narratives out there being pushed. Oh, this looks so much better. This is such a fresh reach. All that stuff will be out there because there's certain people in the media that that's what they do, and I get it. That's just their MO. They're just always looking for that silver lining as a ways to motivate and encourage fans. But the problem is, so often that stuff turns out to be false hope.
Yeah.
With the offense.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound gloom and doom, but my God, I'm just going based on what I've seen
we've
the last
had the
2
worst
years.
offense in the country.
And it wasn't all
basically.
Brian Ferentz's fault.
No, of course
To
not.
suggest that it was all
Of
Brian
course not.
Ferentz's fault is ridiculous. He just paid the price for it.
Yeah, he did. No, it's not all Brian Ferentz's fault. Of course not.
And I don't know what they could do with the receiver position to make it much better. I don't.
Well, some of the guys are just going to have to get a lot better in a hurry, and I'm not sure that the talent level is.
Well, the hope
sufficient.
is, there's going to be much better play calls. I mean, I just don't think that's necessarily true. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it'll be an interesting season. It's going to be an interesting season, partly because of the schedule.
Well, the one thing I'm not going to say is it can't be worse. I'm not going to say that because I said that last year.
No, because it could. I mean, it could be worse.
It could.
And hopefully they can avoid injuries. Injuries were a factor, but it doesn't explain what happened in 2020, 2021, or 2022. I mean, they were really bad in 2022, and they didn't have significant injuries. I mean, Spencer went down, but everyone cheered for that. They didn't want him to get hurt. They just wanted him out. And then they realized that
Padilla's not better.
Probably worse.
Yeah.
There was a reason Spencer was starting.
Exactly.
Padilla had the one little moment against Northwestern but for the most part, he didn't even complete 50. And I don't want to sit here and bash him, but he was not the answer.
No.
He was clearly not the answer. And did he start at SMU this year? I don't believe he did.
No.
I don't think he hardly played.
He didn't.
So we'll see.
Wish him luck, but no, he's.
Man, they could be practicing right now football. Man, hopefully the weather's half this good in spring. This would be a perfect.
Ben, it went from 17 just a couple hours ago to 41.
It's 41 now.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, let's see what Weatherbug says.
Weatherbug will have it 60. Because it's the one that's always more optimistic, right?
Weather Channel has it at 41, and it gets up to 50 today.
And then 58 tomorrow, right?
54
51,
tomorrow.
and then 58 on Wednesday.
Yeah, 59 with Weather Channel.
Then what about like Thursday? How far does it go?
57 Thursday, 47 Friday, 51 Saturday,
Then it's-
63 and sunny on Sunday.
Jesus.
Then we're almost into March, right?
Weatherbug has 35 right now.
So Weatherbug has it 6 degrees colder.
Yeah. Yeah, down with the bug.
And but it'll be 39 by 11 o'clock. Yeah.
So basically the rest of February is going to be great.
Yeah.
And then I know March can be brutal, don't get me wrong, but March is usually...
April is when we have these straight line winds and all.
But you know what I mean, though. It's nothing. It's not like March and April aren't like December.
March is supposed to be above normal.
But even when it is just normal, it's better, of course, than February and January. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this, like I said, other than what was that, 2.5 weeks?
Yeah.
From like January 6th to about the 20.
So according to Bug, from now until the end of February, there's no snow, a little bit of rain towards the end of the month, maybe, and highs between 46 and 59.
That's incredible.
Incredible.
No, that is. I mean, we are so fortunate. I mean, we did pay the price, but just for like, what, was that 2.5 weeks?
2 weeks of hell.
Of hell.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a ton of snow and it was brutally cold, but that's it. I mean, I'd suffer for 2 weeks to get this kind of winter for the most part, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I don't like suffering.
Well, I don't like suffering either, but
You know,
like I said, this will
if I
still go
gotta-
down. This will
if I
still go
gotta
down as one of our
suffer.
most mild winters.
Yes, it will.
No, those 2 weeks were brutal. They were definitely. I'm still feeling it. I still feel pains in my body from all the shoveling I did, and that's been what almost.
I agree.
Well, my neck hurts from watching Carew. At my
I was going to say from watching Jan shovel.
You know,
And we were doing a bunch
I did
of-
not have Jan shuffling.
We were doing a bunch of furniture rearranging downstairs yesterday, so I'm a little bit sore from that.
God, I haven't done that.
I
in
did.
ages.
Though there was one year where she was out. I wake up and I hear on Saturday or Sunday, and she's shoveling, and I went out there and I said, "Don't do that. You're making me look bad."
Well, doesn't she used to mow your yard too and
No,
like take out
she
your
mowed-
trash and?
No, I do. You know, I do crap. It's like I told the guy at the beginning of the show. A lot of the, I don't eat potato chips.
filling time.
Yeah, I don't eat potato chips for breakfast.
But during those moments, though, you insist on your passing it as fact.
Yes.
And then only later, oh, I was just kidding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I say such ridiculous crap.
But
Why
sometimes
would
you get mad, though, when people don't agree with it, and you come back, well, I was just kidding. But the people don't know that.
I get mad. I get up. I tell, this is what I do. This is what I do. It's what I do.
You need to get in another fight with the gas thing, the fights that you get in with people. Those are always fun.
That was your wife.
Yeah, she wasn't buying your premise.
She was pissed off. His wife got all pissed off because we had, when they were telling you to slow down, and I got on the air and I defended.
Slow down what?
Driving. And drive slower and you'll save gas. And I said, no, if you drive faster, you'll get there. Then you turn off
You'll
the
get there
car.
faster.
Yeah, and then you save gas.
What a thing to argue about.
Well, I kept it up for an hour and a half.
It was great.
And I had people convinced.
And you didn't really
that I
believe
was
it. You were
right.
just.
Yeah.
Okay.
But his wife got all pissed off.
It was a bit.
Started calling. It's all a bit.
Yeah, answer. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Well, I've heard you get pissed off at people, though, if they don't agree with you. You get upset.
Yes.
So, I mean, you get upset at people who don't believe your lies.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you're just like Trump. Would you say he's sort of similar to Trump?
Well, in that minute respect,
yeah,
that's where it stops.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. I could just slap you. Hello.
Hey, this is Mayor Woodchuck.
Hey, Mayor Woodchuck.
Hey, bringing it back to sports. I heard another classic rumor, and we all know about sports rumors and how much how much truth there is in them. But last week when Caitlin's had her big game, the Iowa women's basketball team had a star recruit, high school recruit from the 2025 class.
Yeah, Layla Hayes.
Is that the one from Alaska?
Yes, from Wasilla, Alaska, Layla Hayes. Yep, 6'5".
Okay, I didn't know. That was the first that I'd heard about it. So, yep. So, should have made a good impression on her.
Well, you'd sure think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah. And it'd be pretty cool to say we had an Alaskan on our team. Not many people can say that. So.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool.
Did she commit?
Hey, and then the second, switching to the men's basketball, then I'll let you go.
Sure.
I was reading on ESPN about the Ohio State win against Purdue, the upset win on the men's side. And they were saying it's the first time first game for a coach that has beat a top 10 competition since the 1990s. And I got to thinking that almost has to be Steve Alford when in his first game he beat Connecticut. So.
Hey, it could well be because we all thought we'd died and gone to heaven when that happened, didn't we?
I was there.
For sure.
I was there.
Man.
That was the same day Ron Dane shredded the Iowa football team.
Yeah, our next door neighbors were from Madison. You know, Eric and Sheila. He said, "Hey, I can get you tickets to go up and see the Ron Dane game. Do you want to go with us?" I said, "Not for $1 million."
That was a rough one.
My God, that was such a brutal game. Wasn't it like 42-3 or something like that?
It was bad, yeah. It was bad.
Yeah. And the basketball team went 14-16, I think, that year.
Yes,
after
they
that
did.
First win.
But I was there because I'll never forget it because I couldn't get my freaking computer to work. I had to dictate on press row at Madison Square Garden at freaking midnight with some janitor yelling and screaming at me to hurry up. I remember turning around saying, your yelling's not helping, dude. Just shut up so I can get this thing done. And then I was being mean to the guy back at the office taking dictate. It was a nightmare. But that was during a stretch where we had really bad computers and the stuff wouldn't work on the road. The modem was always and nothing more. Like I wanted to be dictating at Madison Square Garden at midnight. I mean, it was a nightmare. And this janitor just kept yelling and screaming because he wanted out of there. That's my memory from Iowa's victory over UConn.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, have a good day.
Hey, thanks, John.
Now, from the chat room, this guy claims to know that the breakfast menu for the Jardiance lady is potato chips, bacon, eggs, hash browns, hot dogs, and burgers.
Which one? The first one or the second one?
The first one.
So we're back to picking on her?
Yeah.
I feel sorry for her.
Why? She's happy.
She's gone now. They've taken her off the air.
Well, she might be back again.
You know, that's what gets me about it. It doesn't matter what the commercial is selling, but all those drug commercials.
Yeah.
Everyone's so happy and oh my God, what a wonderful world.
What a wonderful world that I'm gonna die if I don't take this drug.
And I might die if I do take it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, or go blind, stroke, Jesus.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a mixed up, messed up world we live in, right? Is that what you're saying?
Jack?
Is that what we're saying?
Master Jack.
Master Jack.
Yeah.
But
who did that song, Steve? I can't remember.
For Jackson and Jill.
I thought the Who did Happy Jack.
Yeah.
I like that song. You like that song? I like that song. That and Going Mobile. That's probably my favorite.
Going Mobile.
That's probably my favorite Who song. That and Don't Let Go of the Coat. Those are probably my favorite Who songs.
I just was never a big Who fan.
Nor was I, obviously.
Honestly.
Like it Won't Get Fooled Again. I hated that song. I just never worked for me.
I mean, even a lot of their hits, I just didn't like very well.
Front.
I didn't mind that.
See,
one.
I didn't like that song.
I didn't mind it. Yeah. What was that? Athena.
That didn't do anything for me.
That one. That was off on that same album.
Baba O'Reilly was tedious.
Yeah, I didn't do much for me.
We're all wasted.
You like that song?
I don't. It didn't really make an impression on me. I did.
I think we're all.
I did like that line.
I was never a huge Who fan.
No.
I mean, I love the Kinks way more than the Who.
Me too.
If I had to choose between like the Kinks and the
Kinks got Oogie.
Yeah, what?
They got Oogie. They got it was.
Well, don't the two brothers hate each other like the?
Well, yeah.
I think they've patched things up, though.
Have they?
I mean, you got the Who, Dire Straits, and
Oasis.
Wonderwall.
Oasis.
Can't brothers just get along?
Oasis can't.
Apparently not. Apparently not.
And I don't think people want them to. I think people go there to see him.
But didn't the brothers Johnson get along? Remember them?
Yeah.
Were they really brothers?
Yeah.
I don't know. Were they?
I don't think they were.
I don't think they probably were. The brothers Johnson.
Yeah.
They what? Were the Doobie? They weren't brothers.
No.
Were they? The Doobie
No,
brothers?
they didn't get. Well, Tom Johnston's a jerk.
No, there were no brothers on the Doobie Brothers either.
He is a jerk. Yeah. I can tell you all the jerks in music.
All of them?
Well, all that I've met.
And we've heard them.
Yeah.
Be a fair amount of them, evidently.
Not a lot.
Starting with Fabian,
Colin
Colin Hay,
well,
Tom Johnston.
Tom Johnston.
There's 3. Who else?
Well, he's not a jerk. He just wanted his money. Chuck Berry. Give him my money.
He didn't trust anyone.
No, and rightfully.
And it had to be cash, didn't it?
Oh, yes.
And he probably kept it underneath his bed in a shoebox.
I don't know where he kept it, but he ain't going on until he gets his money.
I'm guessing he probably got stiff prior.
They all
sure.
did.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, they all did. They all got cheated.
At some point, every band gets cheated.
Did you ever get stiffed?
Absolutely.
Did you threaten to sue?
It was not completely stiffed.
But they didn't pay as much as you thought you were going to get.
That's right.
What did they use as the reason?
Well, when I was down with back surgery, they used the excuse that, Tom Suter wasn't here.
So they're saying since
So
you
what?
didn't have the complete lineup?
That's right.
Well, that doesn't, I don't know.
It's just stupid. But there were other times, when we were shorted a little bit. I think that happens to every band. I do.
Oh, it happens to DJs too.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah, they wanted to. Last time that I was a DJ I hated it, but it was a Rocky High School prom, and it was on a boat. It was on a boat cruise, and the principal got pissed off that I played Moni Moni, and the kids started chanting the
Hey, what?
Yeah.
Why would he get pissed off at that?
Because of the chant.
Yeah, chant.
Who cares?
Well,
administrators.
He did, and he came and he started.
Well, what does the chant say? Moni Mo.
Hey, what? Get laid, get F.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
What if you would have played Big Balls by AC/DC?
Well,
what would you have
didn't.
done?
I don't know. I didn't. But he said, that's going to cost you. And I said, no, it isn't. No, not at all. You don't have control of your students or something. He was going to take money off of. I was charging him $1,000, and he was going to take money out. I said, I'll just quit playing right now. It's up to you. And he gave me the $1,000. I said, I want my money now. I pulled a check.
I do not like
Good
that
work.
song. I did not.
Money,
like,
Money?
Oh God, I hate that song.
It was fun to sing because people always danced to it, so I kind
it just never worked for
enjoyed
me.
it.
That Tommy James.
Yeah.
And the Shondells. Yeah, it never worked for me. Big Balls would have been better. I think the students would have been happier. By AC/DC.
Yes, I know who doesn't.
And I'm not even an AC/DC fan.
You talk like I know I played.
Are you a big fan of Big Balls by AC/DC?
I've never heard it.
Highway to Hell. What about?
I haven't heard a lot of AC/DC.
Nor have I.
Stuff,
I just
honestly.
I like When He Talks.
Yeah.
I like Shook Me All Night Long.
That's the only one I like. Is You Shook Me All Night Long. That's the only. AC. I mean, the Back in Black, I get it, but I don't like the song. It works great for Iowa football.
Yeah.
But it's not a song that I would listen to.
No.
Big Balls.
You imagine Iowa coming out to like Romeo and Juliet by Dire Straits?
No.
How do you think that'd go over?
Not well.
How about Afternoon Delight?
Feelings.
With that, I think we should.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for listening, everybody. And Molly Suter is next.
Download the new KCJJ app. Keep up with the latest